What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the journey. Okay. I have to vlog. I haven't vlogged and I need to vlog. My daughter's looking at me. She's like, what are you doing? So yeah, we got the Christmas tree up. We have really ridiculously minimal decorations this year. I'm still not feeling like 100% like I want to go all in like I normally do, but I'm not very inspired with my couches, so a tree is all we're getting, okay? And some stockings. But what are we vlogging about today? So, hormone therapy, what am I on? What am I taking? I'm gonna let you know. But before I let you know, if you are new to this channel, welcome. I'm glad that you are here. I hope that you would subscribe, hit like, comment, share, do all the YouTube things that we need you to do to get this channel to grow and to get my content in front of other people. So there you go. That's your welcome, okay? All right, so we are on hormone therapy right now. We have done the double mastectomy. We have done the chemo. We have done the radiation therapy. And we are now on hormone therapy for preventative care. So I was offered a choice, and the choice was I could either do tamoxifen for like 5 or 10 years and call it a day, or I could do a combination of 3 drugs, and I chose the 3 drugs. Why are you like, why you chose 3 drugs? I'm gonna tell you why. So, though the cancer that I had was found early stage 1 initially, then it became stage 2, but on my survivorship letter it still says stage 1. It's craziness, but it technically was stage 2 because it did reach the lymphatic system. So there are parts of my cancer case that are straightforward and whatever, and so tamoxifen would have been fine. But there are other parts of my cancer journey that have high risk factors to them. What are they? So, when I was initially diagnosed, it was stage 1, grade 2, and they didn't know if it got to the lymph nodes. No biggie. When I had the surgery, they realized it did get to the lymph node, and it actually exploded the lymph node, like it's called extranodal extension. And so technically the tumor that was in my lymph node was actually bigger than the original tumor in the breast. So the original tumor was initially marked at 6 millimeters. The one in the lymph node was 9 millimeters. And that one exploded it. So that was high risk factor number 1. High risk factor number 2. When they take your biopsy, they will run 1,001 tests on it, and one of them was to figure out the Ki-67 score, and that's a score that tells you how fast the cells proliferate or how fast they multiply. Couldn't think of the word. And if you hear that my voice sounds a little like out of it, we are in concert season at work, and just my voice is just very tired. So I'm a voice teacher, if you didn't know. Okay, so voice and piano, and I used to be a band director. I've done it all. Okay, I haven't done orchestra. That's not me. I could play strings, but that's not me. Moving on. So the Ki-67 score tells you how fast your cells are proliferating or multiplying, dividing, growing. And so a high score of proliferation would be 30%. My case was 60%. So I was like double the high. So that happened. And then, what else? There was something else. There was something else that I can't remember. But whatever. Those 2 things put me in a weird high risk category. And so the doctor said it's a possibility of your cancer coming back. So I was like, okay. So if that's the case, then tell me about these 3 drugs that we can do. So what are the 3 drugs? So we started with a Lupron shot. So I started with monthly Lupron shots that have now, I've been graduated to 3-month Lupron shots. So my doctor wanted to see how I reacted to it for the first month. And I was fine. After the first month, then we added the second drug, which is anastrozole. And that is an aromatase inhibitor. And pretty much those 2 things, the Lupron and the anastrozole, they end up shutting down my ovaries and putting me into, which sounds so dramatic, medical castration, which in essence is just stopping all hormone production in my body. Because one thing I didn't know is that estrogen and progesterone, I guess, are produced outside of the ovaries too. Like I think like muscles, something, I don't even know. But they have shut down all hormone production. So we're in menopause and I'm okay with it, y'all. I really am. My doctor asked me if I had had a period and I said, absolutely not. And that's a good thing. So praise be to Jesus. I don't have to wear maxi pads. I don't have to wear tampons. I don't have to worry about staining myself. Those days are over and I am very happy about that. Okay? All right, so then once we started with the Lupron and the anastrozole and they monitored me and whatnot to see how my side effects were, I was like, I'm fine. Aside from an achy body, aside from a few hot flashes here and there, it's fine. It really is. So then once we settled all of that down, then we got into the kicker, the 3rd drug, and that is Kisqali. So Kisqali is not chemo. And I've seen a lot of people online calling it a chemo pill. It's not a chemo pill. I asked my doctor, I was like, is this chemo? She said no. Even though like with insurance, it's classified as like a chemotherapy drug, at least mine. Every time it comes up on my like explanation of benefits, it'll say that Lupron and Kisqali are appearing as like chemotherapy drugs, but they're not, whatever. So Kisqali is a targeted therapy. And it differs from chemo in that chemo just targets all of the rapidly growing cells, hair cells, cells in the mouth, like saliva, cells that reproduce very, very fast. Chemo attacks them all, hence why you lose your hair, hence why you are more prone to mouth sores and whatnot. Kisqali is targeted. It only targets cancer cells. I don't know how they create medicines that know specifically what to do. That's like some crazy black magic. I don't know. But Kisqali does function like chemo in a few areas in that my hair can get thinned out, which it's not full, but I'm okay with what I got. I do get stomach aches in the morning when I take the pill. It's not major, but I do feel like I either have morning sickness or kind of like when I was on chemo. But it goes away after an hour. Then, what else? It also functions like chemo in that it does lower my red and white blood cell counts, hence putting me back into that immunocompromised category. And I have to be careful being around people and hugging and kissing and whatnot. So if you see me, I love you, but we got to go back to social distancing with me. So don't hug me. Don't give me high fives. Don't put your saliva on my cheek. Don't do none of that stuff because I don't want to get sick. Because the lower my white blood cells go, the more prone I am to getting an infection and not being able to fight off the infection like a regular strong immune system can. That's not me. So it is what it is. So I'm on Kisqali for 3 years, 36 months of this treatment. I take 2 pills every day for 3 weeks. And then the 4th week, I get to rest. So this is actually the start of my rest week, which is nice. It was nice not to wake up with a stomach ache. But But that's pretty much what's going on. Like I did say, my biggest issue with these drugs is that my body does hurt, my joints and whatnot. But when I get moving, I feel fine. And then the other issue is just how it affects my heart. So I am scheduled for an EKG. I had my baseline EKG about a month ago. And now that I've been on Kisqali for 1 cycle, 1 month, I am due to have my next EKG this Thursday, December 11th. So we'll see how my heart is doing. And then besides that, that's what's going on. So I'm doing okay. I am contending with this space that I am living in, this space of I'm not sick, but I am sick, but I'm not sick. I don't have cancer, but I'm taking all these drugs now. When I had the cancer, I wasn't taking any drugs. Now that I don't have the cancer, now I'm taking all these drugs. It's a weird mind bleep. I'm not gonna say the bad word, but if y'all use salty words, you know which word I was referring to. It is a weird mental place to be in. And so we are contending with that. And I'm confident I'll be fine, but pray for your girl and pray for everyone who gets into the survivorship side of this, because you would think, oh, you survived breast cancer, yay, let's celebrate. And I still don't feel like I can celebrate that. I don't know, because of where I am in this journey and how I feel more sick now than I did when I had the cancer. So it's weird, but it's in God's hands. It really is. So I will try my best to keep you guys posted on more of how I'm feeling with the hormone therapy and how it's going, and of course bringing you along the line for the reconstruction, because we are going to be having our surgery in April, Lord willing, and it is what it is. So thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one.